session on self-sponsorship. I'm so excited because most people have joined already. Already, we have 9 people on board. So like the description and the topic says, we are going to be discussing detailedly about self-sponsorship today. I'm privileged to have Mr. Otaigbe, CEO of EMGS. As always, yes, it's somebody I honor and celebrate. I'm very happy he's here, and his company, they really do a good job when it comes to self-sponsorship and every other thing they are specialized at. So we are, as much as possible, we give you the real information as it is. And while the session have just started, if you have anyone you think it may benefit, be it a nurse, be it someone who is intending to relocate to the UK on this route, please let them join. I enjoin you to share the link with them so that they don't join us at the middle and they don't. So, and share the link with them so that they can join and follow the full details from beginning to the end. Please don't be patient to leave, because even the last part is the sweetest. We are going to be discussing, during the course of this session, we are going to be covering a lot of areas: the average cost of self sponsorship and how you could, what's the secret hack in maximizing this course. We are talking about those things. We're also talking about the services EMGS offer that will help this process easy for you. And one of those things I said why I was publicizing this is, you don't need to give up yet, because there may just be a way out. Information is power. You may not even know what you need to do. Let's say your CBT is expiring or your IELTS has even expired. We are going to give you all the detailed information of what you need to know and many more to come. So without wasting much of your time, join me to celebrate Mr. Otaigbe. I don't think he needs a formal introduction, because most of you will know you. Yeah, you, and it will be a pleasure meeting him. I know for most of you, it's gonna be a pleasure seeing his face, the face behind EMGS. So, sir, we celebrate you. So we just want to give you then, for you, if you don't know me, I'm Victory in Kuka. I'm not CEO of anything, eh? So the boss is here. I'm Victory in Kuka, and this is my YouTube channel. With this channel, I talk about immigration, life in the UK, and anything good that can make your life better. I talk about it on this channel. Mr. Ehis has a YouTube channel as well, the EMGS Company YouTube channel, and it's very, very enriched. There are so many information regarding relocation to different parts of the world, not just UK. There are other countries there as well. So I'll just give him a few minutes to introduce himself before we zoom up.
All right, thank you so much, Nurse Victory. I think you were basically taking me beyond my limits. But
No.
I want to sincerely appreciate you for giving us the honor to be a part of your channel and also to be able to enlighten your audience. We sincerely hope today that a lot of persons are going to gain insights. So if you happen to be joining us for the first time, we encourage you to try and share the link to your colleagues. I believe that there are quite a lot of your friends that may have been confused about this whole process. It's our sole aim to demystify it, make it as easy as possible,
Yeah.
make it easily accessible to people of lower classes, so that you can be able to smile tomorrow and say, indeed, I got the information on time and I took advantage of it. My name is Otaigbe. He's CEO of EMGS, Express Med Global Services, a company which thrives in making positive uncomparable impact when it comes to professional journey abroad. Welcome on board. My sincere prayer today that this session will benefit you. And if
Yeah.
you're new to the session, if you want to always get quality update as it relates to relocation, I will not forget to let you know that subscribing to the channel will do you much more favor. So welcome on board, and let's get started.
Thank you so much. There's a word he said. He said he has a grace of this demystifying it. Some of you don't know, Mr. Tiger was my IELTS teacher. So I happened to join the IELTS, the first edition and the second edition. And frankly speaking, be listening, even when I wanted to do it, I had to listen to the voice note again. And one thing is, he teaches with so much simplicity. He's not hyping you, Mr. Tai, but he's just stating the facts. It was small simplicity, and when you know someone who is being vulnerable with you, to make sure, like, he's somebody that feels your pain, and he passionately explains it. so that so if he's coming on this channel, he really wants you to get it so that you can. If you come to UK, it's whether we know you or not. Whether what we our own joy is that at least this session benefited somebody, and it's.
Definitely.
Let's say you've started the process and you were confused. Ask your questions. Our joy and our fulfillment at the end of the day is that our time was not wasted. That this it's is able to help someone, and I'm certainly sure by God's grace it's going to help you. Yeah. So while we start the session fully, I'll allow Mr. Taigwe to give us a run through of the process of self sponsorship. Because some people, as much as the information is getting widespread, but believe me, not everyone still knows it. Not everyone knows what self sponsorship is. How do we start? Where is the starting point? Obviously, you need to get your international passport. I leave the floor for Mr. Taigwe
All
to
right,
take on that.
thank you so much, Nosvitri. I think this is 2025, so a lot of changes, a lot of new dimension, and the year is still fresh. And those who are ready to take the bull by the horn, I think they are still at the early phase. Basically, self sponsorship is not a new topic. For over time now, the doctors have been doing it, but it's still relatively new to the nurses. And we are very confident that as time progresses, the whole process might not be as easy as it seems now. So that's why we are trying to get people enlightened in time so that they can be able to take action. It's like the HCA route. You know, there were many few years back when HCA route came out, many people were criticizing the process, saying that, oh, they clean sheet, they do this, they do that,
Mm-hmm.
forgetting that same HCA route was what sustained 80% of people coming for masters, and they were
Yeah.
able to ultimately transition. So
Yeah.
it turned down the opportunity. But as we speak now, there are 90% of persons seeking for HCA routes to even utilize. Unfortunately, is now unavailable. So sometimes life is like that. Capitalizing on opportunity can make a whole lot of difference. Also, when it comes to self sponsorship, many people see it like something very vague, but we have come to make it simple. And to make it simple, you need information. So
Yeah.
once again, get your friends on board. Talking about the routes, what are the various steps when it comes to self sponsorship? Now we are trying to restrict ourselves to the nurses now. If you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me from the very beginning, there are routes for doctors, there are routes for other professionals. But for now, we are dealing with the nurses. So self sponsorship for the nurses is actually not a full word like self sponsorship, because you will still need COS. What it simply means is OSCE is self sponsorship, meaning you are sponsoring yourself in order to get the pin part of it. So once you are able to get your pin, then you can be relaxed. Now, what is the first step? The first step will have to be you have to be a registered nurse. You have to be registered in Nigeria, in Ghana, or any other African country, or Asia country, or where have you. So as long as you are not a UK registered nurse, or provided you are in other country in diaspora, as the case may be, you will have to go through this pathway if it's what you feel will work for you. Now, after you have been registered in your original country, the next phase will now be for you to decide and write your CBT, IELTS, or OSCE. Now, at any stage, you can write either of these exams. You can choose to write your IFA, you can choose to write your CBT, you can choose to write your OSCE. But before you can be able to qualify to write this exam, you need to get your international passport. So
Sir.
if you are listening to this session and you are still here to get your international passport, whether you are a student or you have gone far in your journey, you are not doing yourself a great service. Yeah, truth is, many of you may say, oh, I'm not going to relocate today. I'm not going to relocate tomorrow. I'm going to stay where I am. But the bottom line is, whether you choose to relocate now or you don't want to relocate, just have your international passport handy, because you could change your mind tomorrow. And most times, when you are trying to get something urgently, it
Yeah.
becomes extremely difficult and
I agree.
yeah, and quite difficult to also access. So once you are able to register with the NMC UK, carry out your verification, in that case, EMGS will be able to support you with that. Once you are done with your verification process, you should be able to get the feedback from NFC that you can write your CBT. Now, you can choose to write your CBT first, you can choose to write your IELTS first, you can choose to write your OSCE first. Either of this, none is dependent on each other. But if you are an international registered nurse aiming to work in the UK, you need to meet those three criteria to get your PIN. So let's assume now that you IELTS has been giving you issue, you decide and say, well, I want to go for OET, good and fine. Let's say now that OET has been giving you issue, you just want to write CBT first, good and fine. Let's say you had the opportunity, maybe something led you to get into the UK system and you have been verified and you want to just write your OSCE first, good and fine. So either way, you can write either exam first. But in order to satisfy the requirement of getting a PIN, you need to what? Have those three criteria. That
Yes,
is if you are in diaspora. Um, but on the other hand, if you have been in the UK working as an ACA for over a year, the story changes because IELTS now becomes a non-requirement. Yes, you might need your IELTS again, maybe when you are doing your ILR process, but for the now, IELTS will not become a requirement. You will just write your CBT, your OSCE, and your trust wherever you are working. We'll be able to provide a certificate or a sort of a writing showing that you are actually well as spoken in English, which make it easy for you to be able to transition. So once you are able to sort your CBT now, let's assume we are following the normal process, which everyone usually like writing CBT first because it can be written across almost all countries. Once you are able to sort your CBT out, you are able to sort your IELTS out, then the next phase will be for you to relocate to the UK to write your OSCE. Now, the difficult part is OSCE is not written across any most countries. It's only written in the UK. So you have to transition straight down to the UK to be able to write your OSCE. So when you are able to successfully transition through appropriate training and through appropriate guidance, where EMGS as a company stand in to help and direct you step by step, and then you are good to go. You get your PIN, you become a fully registered UKRON, and job hunt begins. You can begin your job hunt also at any of these stages. Prior to getting your PIN, after getting your PIN, during the process of striving to get your PIN, all in all, EAGS will be able to guide you. So we'll take it one step at a time as the question keeps coming, just so that we can be able to organize the session and helps to benefit you. If there are also specific questions that troubles you, that you want to be personalized to your personal taste, you can also drop it on the comment section. Hopefully, we'll be able to answer it and get
yeah.
to support you on the journey. Thank you, Nosvitri.
Thank you. You see what I mean by simplicity, right?
Mhm.
He's done a very good job. Mr. Taibe has done a very good job in explaining these things to us. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate. There are so many people in the comment section saying you've been their IELTS teacher. Kudos for the job well done. If you've been imparted by this company, let others know. Mr. Taibe is going to read through it, and let's make him blush more. Let's make him blush more. Okay. So I haven't said all those preliminary explanation. That one of the questions people ask more often is, what's the average cost? Like, averagely, how much will I have to spend? What's the rough? Actually, we can't tell you the exact, but we could say, like, what's the rough estimate that you
Yes.
need to have in my account?
To
Should
have
I,
it.
another thing is, should I have it at once, or I'm permitted to have it as the time goes on? What's
Yeah.
your take on that, sir?
So thank you so much, Nosvitri. So the truth is, when it comes to self sponsorship, the cost is quite relative. Um, the bulk of the cost will usually follow through the issue with the accommodation because you might say today that you are going to be staying in the UK for 1 month, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, and so on and so forth. If you are going to be staying in the UK and you don't have somewhere to stay, the cost is going to be very, very high for you. But thankfully, there are quite a lot of Africans in diaspora, and your colleague, your senior colleague, junior colleagues who have already gotten their PIN and their RON, they could help you through the process and help to reduce cost. So what I always encourage everybody that comes for physical assessment is reach out to your colleagues, because one mistake many of us do make is when they are embarking on this journey, they begin to hide it. They will say, "Oh, I don't want my colleague to know. I don't want my colleague to know." By not wanting their colleague to know, they end up spending more. Or if they have informed their colleagues on time, their colleague can accommodate them for some
Yeah.
certain period, and that
Yeah.
helps to curtail costs. Now, cost is relative. What it is to Mr. A may not be what it is to Mr. B. So, what we usually recommend in EMGS is, irrespective of your status, irrespective of your condition, don't just conclude that I will not be able to embark on this self sponsorship. Try your best, book a one-to-one consultation with our team. Because what we do is we try to analyze the process for you. We tell you, okay, these are the stages. What is your financial capability? Are you working at the moment? What is your earning? If you are earning well, should you do proof of funds? Should you do use a sponsor? Should you get a sponsor in diaspora? Should you get a sponsor in Nigeria? What are the steps you need to take even before you start thinking of when you are going to write your exam? So all these things goes a long way to helping to minimize cost. So for me to tell you now and say, oh, this is the amount. This is a YouTube video. We might have done this live today. Tomorrow it changes. So if I tell you a particular amount today, tomorrow it changes. It becomes an issue. So what I will always recommend for you, reach out to our team. I will also appeal to Nurse Victory after the session. Maybe you can drop the link to EMGS Telegram platform right
Okay.
on the comment section. So
Okay, sir.
it will really go a long way to guide people through, so they can join the group and then be able to ask personalized question, book a one-to-one session, because we cannot be able to explain your situation right on over the YouTube channel. So we'll be able to talk with you. Our team will discuss with you and get to know what is your status. If you are doing that call, you can call your family member in, you can call your husband in, your sponsor in. We'll be able to understand you better and give you information that will be tailored to meet your own need. Actually, self sponsorship is not as expensive as people think. It's just for you
Yeah.
to know the hack. How do I go about it? And so many of these, we might not be able to give it out in a public platform. But hopefully, when it works out and you are able to reach out to our team, it will be an honor to always impart, just as we have always been doing and we have been known for.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. The next question, actually, I think some people are already asking their questions. We are going to take your questions, each of them. We are going to take each of them, but we just want to run through what we have. For some of the questions you're asking, by the time we are done running through our outlines, you may find out that it's already answered. But if it's still not answered, oh yeah, you can highlight on it again, and then we'll take them. What is there any advantage in this sponsorship process? Because I've heard somebody saying like it was a waste of money. Like
Mhm.
because at the end she was already spending too much and she failed OSCE.
Oh,
And it was at the point of trying to write OSCE again. It was like, was it really worth it? Is it advantageous? I know I tried encouraging though, just push through, try,
oh.
do it again. But what's the advantage? What do we stand to gain?
So there's this popular adage: life is like a tutorial. When you register for classes, you are gaining the experience of the tutor, and the experience that the tutor has gotten elsewhere. You combine it with your experience, you become a stronger person. Now, if you don't register for a tutorial or you don't register for a session, you might get some free lecture somewhere, and that free lecture is added to your knowledge. Now, the question is, what are the advantages? Is self sponsorship still worth it? Definitely. As at when we are making this video, it is still worth it. Now, most of the time, why people struggle and have challenges is lack of planning. They didn't plan this thing well, and many don't seek for knowledge. They don't seek for information. Many have just heard that, oh, they say if you sponsor yourself to the UK, you come back and you get your this. Oh, that is all. You are now a UK RON. You will just get job. But it doesn't work like that. As we are speaking now, there are still some persons that this channel is going on. They would rather have chosen something much more to them an alternative. And information, as we say, is everything. So if it is still worth it, 100%, it is still worth it. Now, what are some of the advantages? Reduction in your unfortunate messages. Yeah, I am not going to guarantee you and say if you just do self sponsorship, you will not get unfortunate messages again. No, but the rate will be drastically reduced. At least you are much more productive. There is higher chances of you getting that offer. So
Mhm.
if there is a reduction in unfortunate message, it also means that the other advantage will not be that what you will land more interview. So that's also another good side of self sponsorship. Now, the ultimate benefit of self sponsorship, sometimes that people overlook or underplay, is the fact that you have this all important freedom to be able to choose to do what you want to do at any time,
Yeah.
and choose your choice as you want. Because some of you that are not self-sponsored, you will get this contract where the trust will say, oh, we pay for this, we pay for that, we pay for this. You want to leave us tomorrow, you will
You
either
pay
pay
back.
back or you wait for 2 or 3 years serving us before you can move to
That's
another.
right.
So self-sponsorship tends to help to alleviate all those. So with self-sponsorship, the whole process is easy. You can just come to your trust. You can go to any trust. You can go to a care home. You can go to a remote area.
Mhm.
Primarily to be able to, first of all, change your location. Then in a few months time, you begin your another application, you go to another trust, because the whole process is way more easy for you now because you are already in the system. So that is why it is very very important to self sponsor at this moment. And another thing too is question I will have to ask our viewers and our audience today is, if you have an opportunity to recruit two persons, and you see one that have undergone necessary training and is going to reduce cost from you, and you are not going to spend anything, and you see another person that is bouncing and is telling you, please pay everything for me, I am ready to come, which one will you go for? You go for the one that will reduce cost for you. So most of the persons that are doing self sponsorship, they have already bypassed the stages of, oh, trust, come and sponsor me, trust, come and pay for my OSCE, and the trust is not even sure whether you are going to smash your OSCE or not. Now you
Yeah.
are coming with full chest, I have smashed this exam, trust, take me. So when they have those two options, 80% of the time they will go for the one that has the pin. So that is where the advantage of self-sponsorship still lies. As at now, to the best of my abilities, everyone that comes for our self-sponsorship, um, whether physical or online, as long as we still keep in touch, we always try our best to guide them through and ensure that the whole process is smooth and well sailing. So positive, positive, positive. If you go to our platform, testimony abounds. Almost every week, there is always going to be countless testimony just to keep that on the positive side. So, self sponsorship is still a good deal, and if you are still thinking, or you have a colleague that is still thinking, should he or she embark on this journey? Yeah, of course, they should do it now when they still can, because time will come. It will not be as easy as it seems. It will not be. There were a time that if you just write your IELTS, job is already waiting for you in the UK.
Yeah.
But nowadays, some people who have written IELTS, and the IELTS is in the verge of expiration. So things changes, but we don't know what the policy of tomorrow will be. As at last year or last 2 years, we were shouting that, oh, there will be some changes with relocations and all those things. Many people play it down, but you can see now changes has come, and many persons that once said they will not relocate, they change their mind. So the journey is a little bit tougher for everybody. So hopefully you can also be able to take the bull by the horn, book a personalized one-to-one consultation where we understand your situation and help to guide you through and make the whole process easy for you, especially when it comes to the OSCE, the IELTS, the CBT part, and also the job hunting part.
Thank you so much, sir. There's a very funny saying I heard someone saying. They said there is no time to waste time. I laughed. But thinking about it, I think there was wisdom in that sentence. I knew of a lady who, by at the time 2022, when people were really moving into the UK, everybody, all nurses are on literally on the airport, and she was like, "I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." She kept procrastinating, and look at now, self sponsorship has come. That time you would have been able to come without even spending up to a 2 million naira as at then in
Yes.
Nigerian currency. But she
Yes.
procrastinated, and now it's now she wants to start writing. Some people, yeah, I kept telling one other lady, do your passport. She, well, I'm waiting for my salary. No, I'm waiting for this. And eventually, please, if you are on this live session, it won't benefit us if you just listen and you are not going to apply anything we have said. Please, as much as possible. There is no, yeah, even though you've not gotten your, there's a place you could start from. Get your passport. Stop
Yes.
being a doubting Thomas in 2026. Me too. Start
Yes.
from somewhere. And comment, don't give up. Or let's say your IELTS or your CBT, we are still coming to that. It's about expiring or it's expired. Take it again. Don't
Yes.
just give up.
No, no,
Don't.
Richie. No, Richie, if you remember, when we were doing when we started first EMGS at masterclass, which we are having 27th coming up just in few weeks time.
Yeah,
When we were doing I at massacre, I gave this scenario about my uncle back then that had
yeah.
the
Who
opportunity
had
to
when
relocate.
it was, yeah,
Yeah, when £1 was equal to 1 naira. When I was saying this, £1 was equal to 100 naira. So as
yeah,
we are speaking now, £1 has now jumped to sometimes 2,000 naira and so on and so forth. So we
yeah.
are just using naira as a case study.
Hmm.
So we don't know what the future holds. For my uncle, the time between my uncle to my age, it was from 0 to 100 naira. And we were thinking it's too much. That was during good luck regime. We were thinking it's too
Yeah,
much. But suddenly, there was a sudden swap. Balablu
yeah.
came into power, and then we now start having one. It started with the first government, and then it jumped to like 900, and then now we are having up
Times
to
two
what 1,000, 2,000 against. So things
again.
changes suddenly. So if you have make your move, the good thing is, truth is, if you are in your original country, good for you. If you travel abroad, good for you. But the truth is, if they say tomorrow now everybody in the UK go back to Nigeria, I can bet you that 80% of the hospitals that are available in Nigeria will even prefer to recruit those coming from diaspora, because they will be thinking, okay, these persons are bringing in wealth of experience from a different zone to be
Yeah,
able to help their journey. So you are actually helping yourself by taking the necessary steps now. I know, yes, it's not easy. It's not easy for anybody, but you need to seek for information, and then you cannot start planning towards it. It's not the day that the fowl lays his or her egg that egg was there in the stomach. There were process. There were
yeah,
processes. If you say you want
yeah,
to do self sponsorship, you can make the decision now. You start planning for it in the next 6 months, in the next 3 months, in the next 4 5 months. And then you are asking the right question, you are seeking the right information, you are
mhm,
jotting down, you are bringing your relatives along. And then all in all, at the end, it becomes a journey right for you, a jolly ride for you and your family. Because all in all, I always say, don't be selfish. You are not only relocating to help yourself, but to
yeah.
help your family. Because
Definitely, sir.
if your siblings or your parents have done the relocation now, you will have been focused more on other things. It's not
Mm-hmm.
relocation that will be your problem. You'll be thinking of how you can travel all around the world,
Yeah.
um, maybe establish your finances, do so many other things. Not to be saying you want to travel, but if you don't do it for them now, you will still leave the burden for your younger ones. They will still grow up and see Amy to say, Daddy, I want to travel to the UK. When you could have done it for them, when you had the opportunity. But you said it's IEL that stopped you. It's IEL that will stop you. Otaegbero 5 times. And I woke up to begin to make impact. So why will IEL stop you? So we will be able to support you all through. And when it comes to this process, we are really passionate and we want to be able to help as many families as possible, because for us as a company, we have a vision that says that every family deserves a representative abroad. And if you deserve a representative abroad, it is your own way to you now, for you to now say, oh, I don't want any other person to come. So we just want at least let one family represent the interests of other families abroad, so that there will not be oppression. Now, all these opportunities that you are playing down now, they used to be opportunity that only the rich persons can access. Only rich people had the opportunity back then to bring their children abroad to go and study nursing, to go and study medicine, or to go and do any other program abroad. But now you have the opportunity that the politicians are only the one that usually have. Now you are playing it down,
Glory to
thinking
God.
that, oh, UK is the same as Nigeria, Nigeria is the same, UK is the same as Ghana. My dear, it's not
Come
really
here
the
first and see if it's the
same.
same.
So it's not really the same.
It's
So
not.
so that's basically it on that.
Thank you so much, sir. I believe you are getting value from this. If you are, please still share this link. We are still on. We still got some more juices to share with you. So please share this link with anyone you know. If you've not liked this video, I don't know what you're waiting for. Like this video, and share to as many you can. We're on the outline. We also have I would just want to, Mr. Otaigbe, there's this question someone asked that how could they book a one-to-one session? I think that one was relating to what you've spoken about before.
Yeah,
So if
so
you could
booking a one-to-one session is very easy. Again, once the session finish, wherever you got the link to, go back to it again. You see the video. Nurse Victory is going to try and add the EMGS
the
Telegram link
Telegram
to the
group.
description. Yeah, so join the Telegram
Mhm.
group. You'll be able to access our numerous customer care representative. With that, you will be able to get access to this one-to-one consultation, and then you get to speak to EMGS representative. You could see me myself, where I will be the one consulting with you. You could see any of our top representative. Their sole interest is to ensure that the process is demystified. It's simplified, so that it can be
Yeah.
brought into your level, and then you can now begin to plan and say, next 3 months, next 5 months, next 6 months, I am in the UK. And if you so wish and you are coming for the physical assessment, you will be able to meet me myself, where we'll be able to help you through the whole process. And it is all done. It has always been easy. You made it hard by not asking the right question. So we will try as much as possible to make the whole process simplify for you. So that's basically it.
Hmm. I can really tell, I can feel that somebody is smiling now and saying, finally I got the information. Please, if you are that person, you've got the information, please make sure you take the right step. Could you please expatiate more, sir, on the OSCE process? Because you've rightly told us that the set what's make this session unique for set sponsorship for nurses is not because you don't require CRS, but you require CRS. However, it's your ability to sponsor yourself for the OSCE examination, which costs about 800, 700 and something pounds,
Yes,
roughly estimate.
yes. So
So do
that's
you
just
want to expand more on it, sir, please?
Yeah, definitely. So for now, Husky still costs let's say over 700 and something pounds. We don't want to give actual value because anything is prices are always subject to changes. So that is the primary thing that you should be more bothered about, how you will be able to raise that amount. If you can raise that amount, every other process will be simple, because PO proof of fund will help you to make the journey easy, and EMGS as a company will also be able to support you in that line and offer you the necessary advice. Now, expatiating on the OSCE process, OSCE is the second version of your CBT. So you've written your CBT in your original country. Now you are coming to the UK to write your OSCE. Now, the primary difficulty with OSCE for those in diaspora is usually the issue of a visa denial. Now, what causes visa denial? What causes visa denial is most times, or 80% of the time, is what? Lack of consultation. Now, and beside the lack of consultation is inability to put into writing what you have been told to do before you even start the visa application process. So coming to somebody, you wake up and you just say, I want to apply for a visa next week. Please, EMGS, come and help me. You might not necessarily get a good result. So if you have been denied visa before as a result of you just reaching out to a random person and say, come and do my visa application for me, it's not that person that is necessarily your problem. The problem was you didn't do the right thing at the right time. So what are the right thing at the right time? Now, for the first time you decide and say, I'm going to do self sponsorship, and you begin to join classes, the first thing you now need to do is to put the necessary strategy in place and start building your account in an appropriate manner, so that you will not experience the unfortunate issues of what? Visa denial. So EFDS as a company also have the visa department. Will be able to consolidate for your whatsoever you need when it comes to the visa process. Will guide you through that. Now, after you are be able to successfully secure your visa, you come to the class, or when you are in the process of the class, you begin to experience what we call classic undiluted teaching. We bring it for you from various angles. For me as an assessor, it's much more easier for you to be able to get it firsthand from us as a company. We try to demystify it in such a way that irrespective of your category, we are carried along. Whether you have a busy work schedule, whether you have a free time, or you have not practiced nursing for a very long time and you are thinking, how will it be easy for me? You are carried along. You start with the online class. From the online classes, we are able to guide you through this is what you need to know, this is what you need to be aware of. There is the private assessment group where we are able to guide you through all the practical sessions. You learn in the group, we practice with you online in the comfort of your home, at your comfort, in the comfort of your bedside. And then thereafter, if you are so busy and you think that, okay, I don't have all the time in the world, I want a one-to-one assessor to me, we also give you a one-to-one assessor, somebody that can be following you bomber to bomber until you are able to what? Achieve that your all important goal. And we always recommend that once you have done all this, come to UK, at least spend 1 week with us for the physical assessment. Now, this physical assessment, we get to expose you to equipment. Almost every time, there are people always with us sorting out their physical assessment, so that by the time they get to the center, they don't act being confused. They are not taken unaware. You don't want to start doing your procedure, then you now realize that you don't know how to use lancet. They give you lancet, you are doing it up and down, then in the course of manipulating the lancet now release, and then you prick your finger. That's automatic fail. And then you are trying to use the pen touch, and you are checking where do I press it from. So you don't want that kind of experience. Instead of you thinking, oh, the cost of my physical assessment, why don't you think of the cost of your receipt? The cost of your receipt, the cost of having to book train to your exam center, the cost of having to book accommodation for the second time, the cost, the stress, the emotional trauma that you will get as a result of not doing the right thing. Think of that. So that's why we always encourage, come to the UK, do physical assessment with EMGS, and we ensure that everything is simple for you. If for any reason you are too busy and it's so hard for you to join group, we do a personalized session where you will be able to have one-to-one tutor. And this one-to-one tutor are interested in your success, and they are all UKRON. They have all done their process, and they want to really genuinely help you. So that's basically it on that. Hopefully you make the right choice, and we'll be able to support you through all the whole process. So by the time you are able to get all this right, you go and smash your OSCE. It's always a smash. One of the candidates that came in today, as I was welcoming her, I say, welcome aboard our latest UKRON, because I know you are going to smash it. She was smiling and say, yes, of course, you will eventually smash it by God's grace. So we are ready to support your journey. So when you eventually go for your exam, smash it, you get your pin, and then it becomes the next phase, which is the job application process. As time progresses, we'll also be able to discuss more on this, because we are here for you solely in this session, and we hope that it will be a blessing to your journey.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I believe you're getting much value already from it. So the next question that came to mind that we have on the outline is, it's something some people have been asking. Is there still a chance to get visa sponsorship job after OSCE? Like if someone chooses to embark on the process, is there still a chance in the marketplace to get
Yes.
visa sponsorship jobs in 2025?
Yes, of course, you can get visa sponsorship job outside of the OSCE and then inside of the OSCE. Remember, I painted the scenario before. I said if you were a recruiter and you have two persons, one who have gotten his pin, who has done the hard work, and he has sponsored himself, and you have another one who has not sponsored himself and he say I don't have money. Trust, I beg, I don't have money, please. I have the qualification, please sponsor me. And you see another person, the other one too, the other one say, oh, trust, I have done the necessary, oh, but I have the qualification as well. So choose. Who will you choose? The one you will spend money or the one you not spend money on? So that's why the whole process has turned like this. So people have come to realize, and most NHS, they don't have money. Most OSCE center, they are closing down. So most trust OSCE center, they are closing down. NHS don't have money for them to say, oh, I will just sponsor you, just sponsor. We don't know what the future holds for immigration. You can see what is happening in the US now. For those who are doing NCLEX, this, that, you can see that the whole backlog thing, and coupled with Trump chasing illegal immigrants up and down, you can see that it's not really as straightforward as it used to be. There are people that have written NCLEX for the past a year plus now. They are USRON. But to go to the US now, it becomes a problem. My dear, in the 3 years ago, it wasn't like that. If
Yeah.
you can just manage to pass your NCLEX, you don't move to your location. So things changes every day. The same is happening to UK now. Same will happen to other countries. You understand? So taking advantage of opportunity when it's available is very, very good. So for us, we always encourage you. If you say you don't want to sponsor yourself, and you not just say you don't want to sponsor yourself, if you refuse to book a session to know what can work for you, there's difference between it cannot work and what can work for you. Because it can work for anybody. It's just planning. The thing is, it might take you longer time than the next person who has a political father to back him up.
Yeah.
For you that don't have political father, maybe it may take you 6 months or 1 year. You understand? So if you are in that category, good and fine. But if you choose and say, okay, I don't want any of this, you can still be applying for job. Yes, it can happen. Miracle still happen. You will get the job, but it's no longer as it used to be. That those days you will just apply after 15 application, one interview. After 20 application, one interview. But it still happens. You will still get that job. But there are also strategies which we will discuss. Remember, because you have done OSCE does not guarantee you a job. So follow this session. There will be some hack that will be releasing at the end of this session that will be able to guide you through, especially when it comes to the job hunting
Job
process. And
application. Yeah.
yes, so that will make a whole lot of positive difference and separate you from other people who are also coming in for OSCE self sponsorship. Because some people are just running a self sponsorship, self sponsorship. There is difference between EMGS and every other. So it's a privilege that you find yourself in this channel today. So I encourage you, subscribe to the channel. While you are subscribing, it's not that you want to do Otaigbe a favor. It's not even my channel. So you are subscribing because when Anos Victory is doing other video that support your journey, YouTube will not be looking for you. They will just bring it to your view and say, this video is available. Watch it and make impact. Trust me, sessions like this are sessions that make impact to your future. They are much more important than Netflix. So you have to choose for yourself what will benefit you and your family.
Choose ye this day.
So it's a choice you have to make. So that's
Yeah.
it, Victory.
Actually, we are a product of our choices. That's the truth. I remember if
Definitely.
the time that most of my friends were like, "Oh, we want to move to the UK." I know me, I was like, "Let me really pray. Let me know if it was God's will." Well, just imagine I knew it was God's will and I didn't take any step. I'll still be sitting in my father's house in Nigeria or maybe my husband's house.
You
So
see.
please, you were a product of our choices. You start now. You don't need to, yeah, don't let anything discourage you. You have to start now. We are going to, within the next two questions, we are going to be addressing two major issues. The first issue is those who are still back home. Maybe you are not just Nigeria, perhaps Ghana or any other country you are streaming for or you are going to be rewatching from. And you feel like your IELTS is going to expire soon, your CBT is going to expire soon. We are talking about that now. Then afterwards, just because I don't want to break you, afterwards we talk about another issue that happens when people are doing the self sponsorship. After the OSCE, then they require certificate of good standing again. And that's another issue that most people they've not even started the process. Yeah, they are saying, no, I think I will have certificate of good standing. Sometimes I used to think like people you need to be optimistic. And even when you have it, it's still not the end of it or it can be resolved. So I'm just going to allow my boss give so much explanation on this. Over to
Okay.
you, sir.
Okay, all right, no problem. Thank you so very much. So I think we'll kickstart with let's look at it now. Those who want to have their CBT, or those who have are in the verge of their CBT or IELTS expiring. Yes, it's true. It's really, really very tough. So I sympathize with everybody. My sympathy solely is for those who their IELTS wants to expire, because frankly speaking, IELTS is not a child's play. It's not a test of intelligence, as we always say in class. If it was a test of intelligence, we'll like just say, "Oh, we blame you. Why don't you smash it?" But it's not a test of intelligence, but a test of skills. So, what we encourage you, if your IELTS is about to expire, please, we beg you, rather than wait for the IELTS to expire, book a one-to-one consultation so that we can get to see what can work for you. Now, you know why you book a one-to-one consultation? There were people as at last year
I'm
that
coming. One
had
minute. I'm
okay.
coming back.
No problem. So as there were people as at last year that had this whole process of self sponsorship, HCA pathway that were ongoing, and they took advantage of the opportunity. They were nurses. They came in, they sacrificed to come in as an HCA. Now, they did not know what the future holds for them. That's why I say capitalizing on opportunity. Now, in the course of them being a part of the UK system as ACA, there were also subsequent laws that now changed and said, oh, if you're already in the UK, now you don't need diet again. Now, as we are speaking now, this set of persons, while you are struggling and thinking, oh, my diet will soon expire, that was no longer their concern. They are doing self-sponsorship. Many of them have even written necklace. How much is necklace? Is it not 400 and something pounds? Abi 300 and something pounds? That one na money. You understand? Because if you take that out for your salary, you still have sufficient amount of money left for you. So taking action sometimes and booking for consultation will go a long way to help you so that you can have personalized information and updates. Yes, you are in a group. You are in a group. Information flies around everywhere. But when you are able to book a one-to-one consultation, you have information tailored to your personal need. So that is number one. Now, if your IELTS or your CBT for any reason has now already expired, it's not still a problem. Yes, we sympathize with you that it has expired. So what we would now recommend you do is don't just sit down and say, "Oh, I've given up in the process. This thing is not for me." No, look at the bigger picture. Look at what you stand to gain eventually. All this money you might have spent in the whole IELTS process, in the whole CBT process, these are funds you can get in a, let's say, a month or two salary. You've gotten it back. So if you look at it from that angle, you will keep your mind straightforward and begin to seek for help. EMGS now offer a one-to-one IELTS tutorial where you will be able to access the classic EMGS masterclass that solves a lot of issues for candidates. And not also just that, beside having this access to a one-to-one a general class, you have a one-to-one tutor. That one-to-one tutor will be able to see your challenge and say, okay, this is where you are having challenges. Let's work on this area. Then you will be able to bring your problem to that one-to-one tutor. He will be able to help you in solving that problem. Now, think of it. IELTS is now very expensive. It used to be a cheap exam, but the price has doubled. And now they are even saying that by May, that there will be no more written IELTS in Nigeria. So everything will be online. So what does that mean for you? It means that the process is not getting easier. So before you can even start thinking of you want to write IELTS in a few years to come, you will now be thinking of how you are going to learn computer. So you will now become a computer literate person before you can be able to think of say you want to write IELTS. So the whole process is getting tedious. OET has been moved away from Nigeria. So physical OET centers nowadays are not readily handy. So before you know it now, you don't know what policy tomorrow can bring. So that's why, irrespective of your situation, please still take action. IELTS has expired, don't give up. You wrote it before and you passed. That gives you a little
Yeah.
bit of a background experience. So you can smash it again. But this time now, take it a step further. You know the importance of tutorial. So you are capitalizing on other people's knowledge, leveraging on other people's skills to make the whole process simplify for you. So please don't look down on it. Now, beside that, there are some of you that are also wondering, back again to OSCE, is physical assessment still a necessity? Should I do physical assessment? I've given you a scenario where some persons go for OSCE because they are trying to launch a lancet, they do it wrongly, and at the end, it comes back with a fail. So for us, during the physical assessment session, we test those skills and ensure you are able to use them properly. So um, if you ask me, 100% of the time, physical assessment will make a whole lot of difference in your OSCE journey. It is cheaper for you to come for physical assessment than for you to go for a receipt, because a receipt is way more expensive than the physical assessment session of EMGS. We'll try our best to subsidize our services just so that average Nigerians will be able to afford it. So we believe that the session has been helpful to quite a lot, and it will also be helpful to you. Now, for those of you that may be wondering, how does the brand support your journey through the process of self sponsorship? There are a lot of persons that have not written their CBT and they are listening to this session because they want to know. There are some that they are listening on behalf of their relatives. So it all starts from both, whether from the stages of your CBT, your IELTS, your OSCE, or if you now change your mind and say you are now in the UK, you want to go to US or Canada,
Yeah.
you need NCLEX, EMGS will still be able to hold you by your hand. And let's say now that everything is not sorted, you now want to travel abroad, your fund is finished, and you have gotten a job. EMGS is also quite unique in that sense. We provide you with EMGS Swift loan, where we can provide you with the necessary funding for you to come to the UK, US, Canada, Australia. And by the time you are settled in your workplace within a space of 4 to 6 months, you should be able to pay the company back for sponsoring your process. But this only happens once you have gotten your visa. So we don't want a situation whereby you are applying for something and then you get visa denial, and then the people that actually sponsored you, they are now the one you are jeopardizing their opportunity. So we want to support you. You also have to play your own part. So that's basically it. When it comes to the self sponsorship part. So there are still some persons that may be asking, what are the likelihood of getting jobs after I've done my self sponsorship? Will I get job? You are on our platform, or if you are not in our platform, you will join our platform and you will see for yourself that testimony are bound. People are getting job on a daily basis. Sometimes we get tired of sharing testimonies, so testimony abound. A lot of person have been achieving it, and you too can also achieve that all important goal. So it's working. Don't make up your mind and say, oh, this thing is not working. The truth is, most of the people you are taking advice from that are telling you that, oh, this whole process is not necessary, it's not useful, it's not, many of them might have tried before, maybe because of one thing or the other, because they didn't seek the right information. The thing didn't now work out for them. So there's some group of person that like, if e no work for me, e no go work for another person. So instead of them to now encourage you, they'll be discouraging you. Forget that thing, it don't work. But meanwhile, they know what they have done in the back end before, that it didn't, that was why it didn't work for them. So that's basically it on that. Now, some of you may be wondering, how do you generate funding? How do I generate funding for this whole self sponsorship process? There are options. There are options of proof of funds. There are options of how you can build your salary account. There are options on how you can be able to take it one step at a time. And all this can easily happen when you do a one-to-one consultation with our team. I keep saying it, I cannot emphasize the importance enough. Before, all this one-to-one consultation used to be free, but we come to realize that if we just make it free, some people will come with that are not really interested.
Yeah.
They don't want to do anything. They just want to come and waste your time. So it's just a token, and that token can save you thousands of pounds, can save you hundreds of pounds, and it can save you millions of naira, depending on your currency. So that's basically it on that. So I will take it back to Nurse Victory now. Welcome back.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, sorry guys, I had to go and do something in, but I'm back, fully back, fully back. Yeah, so thank you so much, sir, for that, for giving that explanation. On one word I've learned recently, I attended, I don't know if you know Apostle Joseph Selman, for those following, and there's something he emphasized. He said again, that word again is very powerful. You have applied, apply again. You have written it, don't pressure yourself. You think it's expiring, write it again. You
Yes.
may be surprised that it's even at the second time or there's one of my friend who came to UK. It was the same company she applied for before that did not give her that she applied again.
You see,
That
we hope
gave her the job. She's working with leads.
you
So
see that.
uh, yeah, she applied again. So could it be said that the application got missing or what or something? The same people.
You see,
Yeah, it happens. There's so much if you only persevere. Yeah, there's so
that's
much
true.
question already on the comment section. We are going to be taking that shortly. Just make sure, just still hang on, because we are gonna even though it's just a line, but we'll try to ignore. We won't ignore it. We'll try to respond to those ones. And whatsoever Mr. Taigwe said is true. Even the trainings help you. They save you a lot. Mr. Taigwe told you about that it's less, it's cheaper compared to how much you're going to pay for a receipt. Another thing you have not thought of is the emotional damage it does to you when you have failed one.
You
It's not
see,
everybody that is able to pick themselves up quickly. So that one self cannot be cost. Then if you want to if you want to add value, so you don't have to fail and fail over again. I'm going to use this public medium to appreciate Mr. Taigwe's team as well for the OSCE training. A friend of mine, after the first session, because this is the second one we have in Mr. Taigwe on this channel. The first one, after the first one, she attended your OSCE class online. She later came into the UK. She passed her OSCE at first attempt.
see,
She passed. So,
good
Chad,
work.
thank you so much.
So we are happy.
I forgot to come to your DM. You know that when you're so excited, later you just forget. Well, yeah, a
No
grateful heart.
problem at all.
We are grateful, sir. Thank
No,
you.
no, no,
She
no
passed.
problem.
She
It's
actually
always an
passed at first attempt.
it's always an
She's
honor.
gotten her pin now.
Oh,
Just very soon, I really believe because she's gonna get the job, and
good,
that's
good.
it. That's a life helped by the first session. Please,
And
guys, take
I'm
steps.
very sure when we are discussing about how to get job, it's going to also go a long way to help her as she's
Okay.
in to job hunt.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. On this side, I will also have oh yeah, you've talked about that concept for those whose CBT is expiring.
Yeah,
The physical assessment, you've touched on this as well. Yeah,
yeah,
where you do it one to one with his face.
yeah.
And he's a very good teacher, I tell you. And
Mm,
it's someone who you could really relate with. I actually recommend everybody, whether you do it with EMGS or not, make sure you do a live on session, a practical skill before. Don't go and use your money you paid for OSCE be your first experience. Try to go for it. Do it. Do a mock. They call it a mock examination. Do a mock OSCE before you do the main one. Don't waste the money, is too expensive for you to waste. Someone made a very costly mistake. Booked flight a week or few days to the exam. Came here. Actually, the visa was even denied. She had the opportunity but even though she had the opportunity to come, she
mm,
wouldn't have had much time to settle and even do hands. She didn't plan for hands-on. So when at the time they were asking me for counsel, that was the time they said the visa was denied. I told the friends sincerely, I said, see, if the visa was accepted, the chances would have still been slim for her to pass.
you see,
No online class you felt you have read, you've not even had a even me, when I came into the UK before writing my OSCE, I was working in a care setting. But when I went for mock exam, the some of the facilities I was using, I've never seen them before. In my
magic.
3 years of being in the UK, I've not even seen it. So you can't even I mean if I worked in good places in when I while I was back home. So those places should give me exposure still. Some of them where I wasn't familiar. They are secret hacks. Like one of those things that Mr. Taibe will emphasize on is be familiar with those equipment. Do you know, as little as on the day of my OSCE exam, on the day of my OSCE, there was a station I got to. As much as I got, I didn't know. But one thing, because the mock exam assessors will always say something. They said when you get to that station, before they start, because they will read out the instructions, they will tell you this. Are you happy to call? If you are not happy, tell them, can you clarify this? As little as that, it saved me. And
See,
I said, I can do the vital sign, but I've never used this machine. And then she just said, "Oh, that's all right, my lovely." So she put me through it, and then she ran the instructions again. Said, "You ready to start?" I said, "Yes." Just imagine I've carried a garment of pride. And she said I was ready to start. Like, Mr. Ota, you will be choking yourself with a lancet. And at the end, she will feel like, "Is that how you want to do a patient?" And that's an automatic fail. We don't want it to get to that. So please make sure you utilize that physical one. I will allow Mr. Taibe talk more about job application. I think that's one of those things that will be hammering. How if we go through this process now, we are at the point when we've gotten our PIN. How do we really, what's the hack for getting job in 2025?
Okay, so thank you so much. So when it comes to job hunting, post your PIN now or post your OSCE, there are a whole lot that you need to take advantage of. First and foremost, the CV that you were using in your whole process from the very start shouldn't be the same CV you are still using again. So revamping is a necessity.
I feel
EMGS,
like we're echoing this part. Revamping.
yes, it's a
Don't use
necessity.
the same CV. In case you did not hear, don't use the same CV.
Yes.
Continue, sir.
So don't use the same CV. So you have to revamp your CV. And if you reach out to EMGS CV department, they don't eat any other thing. It's what they eat and breathe. How to help you to scale and have a productive CV as it relates to your journey. So you reach out to our company, we'll be able to help you in revamping your CV. Part of what we are going to be doing is also to indicate that you are now a registered UKRON, and also some other key elements will be added to your CV, making it standardized to be able to give you that all important advantage. Now, secondly, after coming for OSCE, don't run back home. So don't run back home. Go and paste this on your wall. Don't run back home. Some of you just come, you hear that, oh, because I've come for self sponsorship. My husband gave me 2 weeks. Hey, my honey say I should come in 1 week time. If your honey and your husband can give you such a huge number of time to, or even spend a whole lot for this journey, he should be willing to sacrifice for you to the end. So please don't run back home so quickly. Why? Why won't you run back home so quickly? The reason is, what is setting you apart from those in diaspora is not just the fact that you have done your OSCE. No, that's not the only thing differentiating you. Another key differentiating factor is many of the recruiters nowadays will want to have a physical interview session.
Yeah.
Now, when you now get your interview, they will say, "We want to see you in person. We have this job available, but we'll give you. But we want to see those we want to give it to, not online interview." Now you are already back to Ghana, you are back to Nigeria. You will now begin to ask yourself, how will you travel back to UK again now to utilize that advantage? It's a
Mhm.
wasted opportunity. So please don't run back home, don't be too fast. You have sacrificed for the journey, just finish the whole sacrifice. And that boy bring me back again to when I said, try to inform your colleague that you are doing self sponsorship. Don't hide it. I keep saying it. These your colleague are not the enemy that will help you, that will make you to fail.
Make
Uh,
it up.
Back then when you were in school, they were with you. Both of you, you saw each other's results. They didn't stop you from succeeding. You all see eventually pass. So why hide it away from them? And there's many of them have even passed you. They passed the stage you are. Many of them are already in the UK as a UK. Now it's time for you. They remove pride. Reach out to them. Samson, I came for my OSCE self sponsorship, but I just say I should let you know. So when you contact Samson again tomorrow and say, Samson, I've been here for over 2 weeks. You know, I contacted you the previous time that I came for OSCE sponsorship. I want to come and visit you. Samson will not be angry with you. But imagine you just came to UK. Then the next day I tell Samson, I did UK since, so I just say, make I come greet you now. Even if Samson is your best friend, how will he feel? He will not feel right. Think of it, put yourself in the shoe of Samson. How will you yourself feel? So the Bible says, do to others as you will to be done unto you. So you have to be very, very calculative. And when all these people are able to accommodate you, you stay longer in the UK. You don't need to be spending for accommodation all the time.
Yeah.
And the more time you have, the longer you stay in the UK, the better the chances for you if you follow some of the instructions we are going to be laying out in this session still. Now, another thing too is when you hear about UK, you will be hearing places like Liverpool, Manchester, London, Oxford, Leeds. But there are places like Sheffield. There are places like Isle of Man. There are places that are so remote that you don't know. There are places like Scunthorpe, Doncaster. You don't know about these places. Now, because you are only targeting popular region, it's getting difficult for you to get jobs. But why don't you begin to target remote areas, knowing fully well that when you get to that place, and if you don't like them, you can always swap. Now, there's also this advantage you have by working in remote area in UK. It helps you to save. Why did you come to the UK in the first place? Is it to come and show off? Is it not to come and make money? When you come to make money, you have the opportunity to live in a remote area where you are not spending so much in accommodation. That's a big advantage that you should take advantage of. So rather than you targeting city center, try to be applying to remote areas. That's where you will get the job sharp sharp. And as long as you're in the UK, what's that can happen? They will invite you to come for interview. That your colleague that you are staying with will be able to help you and say, okay, take transport fare, go to that interview session. When you finish, when you now eventually get your job, be writing the amount you are owing him or her. You will pay him back. You will be able to pay. You understand? So that's basically it on that. And that's one way to be able to smash this whole interview process. Overcome this whole job hunt process. So another thing too for you to take advantage of is job application packages that are available. Now, I don't tell you that EMGS is the only job application platform you can use. Go and use other platform. If you don't want to use EMGS, it's not a problem. Use other platform, but use job application platform. Why do we say use job application platform? The truth is there are some vacancies that you may not see. The person that is applying for job for you may see it. They will help you to apply. When they help you to apply and you get the offer, it's you that will go for you will enjoy the benefit. So while you might have been having a very tight schedule, there are other persons that is what they eat and breathe. For us now, as a company, we have the job application department. Once you have written your OSCE, don't wait till they give you PIN. Reach out to them because if you are past your OSCE, will they not give you PIN again before? They will give you. So if they will give you the PIN, so why will you still be writing that awaiting PIN, PIN that you will get in few weeks time? By the time you apply for the job, it takes few weeks time. Your they will call you for interview. By then your PIN is already out. So you put yourself at a higher pedestal. You give yourself a level, you give yourself an open opportunity. So please use job application platform. While you are applying for your job by yourself, let all these people also be applying for job for you. And they have been getting countless testimonies so far. So the advantage can also come on your side. There is no guarantee. There's no job application platform that will say, oh, once you just apply, they will just get. No, there's no guarantee. Reason for that is, I keep saying it, if a trust want to recruit 50 persons and 1,000 apply, and out of those 1,000, and there were, let's say, 150 sweet and wonderful supporting information and CV, it means they will still recruit 50. So sometimes luck will not have to come into play. But what if a trust wanted to recruit 50 and then let's say 60 apply, and out of those 60 that apply, there were only 40 that had a remarkable supporting information and good CV. See, your chances become way more boosted. That's why our company comes in to relieve you of that stress when it comes to the application phase. So if you have gotten your PIN or you are waiting your PIN, you have written your OSCE, reach out to the job application department. They will be able to support you. If or even when you are here to do your OSCE, you are seeing in the face of this job hunting process, you'll be doing it yourself, it hasn't worked. You can still contact our department. They will be able to support you. You never can tell which one will work out. But we don't offer guarantee so that you not say tomorrow and say, oh, Mr. Tagwe said when you just come to EMGS job application phase, they will just give you job. No, there's nothing like that. So we are very plain to you, but we also guide you, send you code email when you submit to the package so that you can reach out to them. What does code email do? You are simply telling the trust and say, hello, trust. Me that you are seeing now, I am a qualified this, qualified that, and I have my UK pin, and I'm ready to work for you guys. Give me
Mhm.
the opportunity to work with you. And the trust will look at their roster, look at their availability. Do we really need this person? And some of you become so lucky. There are those that they recruited quite a lot of persons, and some, because they got double job, three job, four job,
Yeah.
they will now be rejecting. So those ones that have rejected their offer, trust you, they are looking for a way to fill in that space. You that say cold mail, they will just contact you and say, okay,
Yeah.
can we just book a brief interactive session with you? That's how you get that job. There are some person when they get cold email, because we do send countless cold email to people that submit to our job application pack. We say send them your details, including your IELTS, your CBT, and if you are past your OSCE, let them know. Send them all these things. Some people will see it and they will still be stumbling and wondering, I sent two. I'm tired. So don't be tired. It's part of
Ah,
the process. So another thing too, when it comes to job application, job hunts, is taking advantage of available interview. There are some persons job is not their problem. Oh. They will prepare for job as the job is coming. They are, as they are applying for job, they are getting the interview. But the problem is they will get to interview and go and fumble. So we appeal to you. EMGS have a platform. We call it Job Abroad. That's the link that Nozwichu will share to you. As we speak now, there are over 10,000 persons already on that platform.
yeah.
So if it's not beneficial, you
They
would
won't
have,
be there.
yeah, they won't be there. So over 10,000 persons, if you put them in a house, everywhere will be full. So over 10,000 persons are not forced to be there. It's an open group. You will not see anybody type there and say, Mr. Otaigwe is a scam or EMGS is a scam. That shows you that it's legit. So join that group, take advantage of pin messages. There are over 500 past questions that other persons have done before. Play
Yeah.
with them. Get to ask yourself, okay, how to answer all these questions. And sometimes EMGS as a company organize sessions to help in preparing people for interview. And most of these sessions are free. But if you want a one-to-one session, one-to-one interview session where it will be you or selected few persons being with you, where you will be able to interact with any of our team in terms of interview preparation, that is a paid version. So you also be able to benefit from that. If you check out EMGS on YouTube, you'll be able to see some sessions we have done in the past, helping to guide people through for their interview process. Believe you me, the impact EMGS as a company have made is overwhelming, and quite a lot of persons have utilized our services and their story has changed for the better positively, as the case may be. So we have that session for you where you'll be able to practice numerous interview questions, and hopefully it will go a long way to make your impact. If you can follow all these steps as I have analyzed so far, you will see that there will be a whole lot of difference in your journey. Another thing too, I must not forget to say is when you are job hunting, you have to adopt a simple and a more straightforward approach. Rather than for you to sit back down in your house and say, "Oh, I'm only applying for job," you have to adopt another approach. Yes. So we have to adopt another approach. And what is that approach? The approach of what? Taking advantage of jobs that are available around you. Now, some of you may be wondering, what does it mean? Now, there are care homes. These care homes, they will release their advert. Since you have been applying for jobs on a track job, how many care home vacancy have you seen? There is usually not that much. But you can get all these care home by visiting them. Your colleague, they put it on Google Map and say, care home near me. Care home near me. You go to that care home, I'm a registered nurse, I pass my OSCE, I pass my this, and I will be very happy to work in your trust or work in your care home. Most of these care home, their vacancy that they will release online does not usually sell, because many don't want to work in a care home. You use that opportunity, you get into that care home temporarily. If you don't like it, you can always swap to NHS if it's NHS you want. You understand? So that gives you a sort of an advantage. And you can begin by taking the bull by the horn today. So that's basically for the job hunting part. Either of these, as I have said before, if you want further enlightening, you can always reach out to EMGS. As I said, if you come back to this session again, you will see the link to the Telegram group and you will be added, or you can join by yourself and gain much more insight as it relates to your journey. Thank you so very much.
We can't thank you enough, sir. Frankly speaking, yeah, this is so much stuff. This is so much stuff. I will enjoy you to even me myself. I'm gonna do a rewatch of this session so that because I may not have been needing the self sponsorship myself, but I'll have people. The numbers are always there. People will always come and ask you this and that. And there's so much information that we have received today. So thank you so much, Mr. Taigbe. And just to still add, there's so much services that they do. They do IELTS tutorial, they serve you immediately you start this process. Outside this process, there are other of you need to stay associated with them because there's so much services they serve that can help you, or even those, let's say you're watching this video and you've passed your IELTS, you can refer that IELTS tutorial to someone else. And eventually, and this they offer you the least price you could get in the market out there. You know how much you're gonna spend if you are doing a live session. It's nothing compared to but so because they are passionate to make you succeed. So as much as possible, one thing they've done is they've tried to reduce the price to something very reasonable. So please book one-to-one consultation before you start. At any phase you are, don't start racking your head and crying in your bedroom that you are confused. Book one-to-one consultation. Tell them the phase you are. He mentioned that consultation your sponsor could even attend. A live session like this now, you and your husband may not be asking a question at the same time, and sometimes because you don't know who is watching, you are careful not to say, oh, this is what my financial status is. But in one-to-one consultation, there's so much you could learn from there. So EMGS is a company that I always recommend. I recommend them a whole lot. People asking where is the link to the Telegram group. When I'm done with this session, for the replays, I'm gonna pin it on the comment section so it's easy for you to just click on it, join the Telegram group. Also reach out to their customer services. Reach out to them on WhatsApp and tell anything. Don't need it's general. You could just reach out to one of them and say, "Oh, I'm to look." They will refer you to the right. There are different departments under EMGA. They will refer you to the department. Let's say visa before you apply for your visa and everything to avoid denial. Without since I know we have past 1 hour, we still had some things in the outline, but I think when we are taking your questions, we'll be able to cover those bit of it. So I'm just trying to still scroll up so we could start from the first person if the person is still in here. Thank you for as many who have tuned in and are still tuned in for now. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. We also want to appreciate all those who are saying thank you to Mr. Taiwe. He's very delighted. It feels good to be thankful, really. It encourages the company to do more, knowing that they've been impactful. Like he said in here, one of those things that drive them is impact. And the most touching part is that they want a representative of each family abroad. And that's a very good and a God-given vision, seriously, because I know what it takes for someone to be earning in a higher currency and you're able to help those back home. It's a joy. So the first person said, is it possible to switch verification to pediatric nursing after doing adult nursing verification?
Yes, you can. You can switch to any part that you want. You can switch to any discipline at all, as long as it's still within the conference of that same nursing. But you will need to do another verification in line with the pediatric nursing, provided you have pediatric nursing experience. Also, take note that sometimes pediatric nursing midwifery they are more prone to litigation more than the regular adult nurses. There's always a pros and a cons to every side of coin. Again, if you are a part of our platform, hopefully we'll be able to expatiate more on that.
Yeah. And so sorry, because I know I remember when I gave birth to my daughter in the UK and the midwife
Yeah.
who was there in the labor room. She said she was double qualified. So she was
ROM.
UKRN and UKRM.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm a midwife back home. I'm only practicing UKRN at the moment. And she was
Yeah.
like, it's so possible. But one thing I didn't ask her is, do I need to pay £140 again?
Yeah. So you just needed to do your verification again. You verify as being a midwife, and
Like
you'll be able.
£140, right?
Yes, you'll be able to sort the whole process out again, and then you are back again to become a midwife. But the truth is, in all this qualification, we can't split ourselves. You can only work as a midwife, and you cannot work as a midwife and as an adult nurse in two different trusts. So despite the qualification, it may give you an advantage of getting a higher band, because as a midwife now, after a year, automatically you are bound to become a band 6.
Yes.
Understand? So that's the advantage of being a midwife. But again, as I said before, with the sweet side, there's also the ugly side of it, which is the part that it usually comes with a whole lot of scrutiny and
Yeah.
possible
Because
litigation.
it's more of the specialized parts, actually.
Yes, so
It's
it's
more of
more
a
of a specialist
specialty.
role. Yes, more of a specialist role. But it all depends on what you find joy in. If you feel that pediatric is what really moves you, of course you can go for it. It doesn't mean that you will still not follow the whole process. You will still follow the whole process. See, many years ago, many people used to say that, oh, if you just do mental health, don't do adult nursing again, do mental health, you will just get the job. Now, what people refuse to know is the number of mental health hospital in the UK are way less than the one for the adult nurses. The reason why you are
Mhm.
getting those jobs is because there were not many persons applying. But as we speak now, the number of persons that are also applying for mental health, they have now risen. So it's no longer as easy as it used
That's
to be.
easy.
So
Yeah.
people are now trying to swap to pediatrics. So if you want to swap to pediatrics and you have the necessary information, so please take it before every other person start running towards pediatric nursing. So that's just it.
Yeah. And if you don't like that, I think the wisdom in his explanation mostly was added, if you have the necessary information.
Yes,
Don't do trial and error here. Seriously. As an adult nurse, you could work in a care home, you could work in hospitals. When the hospitals get finished, the care homes will not get finished. You
yes,
have so you have a wider range of options eventually when you are coming under it. So please. Then the next one said, if yes, that's the same person. If yes, if I could switch, do I need any additional courses to do outside pediatric CBT and OSCE to be able to practice as a pediatric nurse in
so it,
UK?
it depends on your skill during the interview process. So most mental health nurses, if you want to be a mental health RN, you don't necessarily have to go and study mental health. As a BSc holder, you will have gone through the process of mental health nursing, maybe in your 300 level or in your 500 level. So that already has given you a background experience into mental health nursing. So you just need to now take the necessary skills in what practicing for your OSCE and passing it. Same go for your pediatric nursing. So if you happen to go into pediatric, you should be able to pass your pediatric OSCE and your pediatric CBT. Once you are able to do that, you should be able to let them know in the course of your interview that you have had experience working as a pediatric nurse, because UK are more concerned about your experience rather than your training or certification. So if you have the necessary experience and skills and you've done your BSc program, definitely you have come across a pediatric nursing at some point and you have done posting in pediatric nursing. So that's why I always say the interview is basically telling the interviewer what they want to hear. What does your interviewer want to hear? So make it very decent and present to the interviewer what they want to hear, and you will get that job irrespective of your level. But again, quality information is what really matters, and
Yeah.
EMGS will remain a key on letting you know that you need to join group to be able to get those quality information, and that can set you apart from others.
Yeah, thank you so much. The same lady, Ifoma Onuoha, if I rightly pronounce it, I think this is I love this lady because if I'm in a live session, I'm going to ask all my questions. I'm going to utilize the opportunity. And I'll be so glad if Ifoma really gets it right and yeah, shares her testimony as well. So Ifoma is also saying that lastly, if you are representing a CAC certificate of your employer who has a pharmacy shop, must the name of the account used for salary payment reflect the same name on the CAC?
Okay, I think this will be in the aspect of
Proof of fund.
visa, yeah, visa and approval fund.
Mm.
So, what I will advise you do is try to reach out to EMGS department for customer care. They will be able to ask you a much more detailed question as it relates to your personal accounts and everything, and then they will be able to guide you through. I might not be able to ask you some specific personalized question in a live session. Now, this is a live session, so and this is a global a sort of
Audience.
audience, yes. And you might see this number of persons that are viewing us now. But tomorrow it could be over a million, it could be over 20,000, it could be over 10,000, and so on and so forth. So if we do a one-to-one consultation with you, we'll be able to understand your situation, we'll be able to guide you through and give you a headway. All right.
And my dear friend Nurse Debbie is online as well. Thank you so much. There was a video I and Nurse Debbie did about OSCE. After we passed our OSCE, we did a video. I think it's still on this channel. Maybe I may link it in the description. We did a video about OSCE, sharing our experiences and some tips too to you. Well done, Nurse Debbie. She's telling the audience now that information is key. So please share this information to anyone you think it benefits. Peter is saying, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Otaibe. EMGS company is the best. People are already giving nice reviews about the job application as well, that it was very nice. Have you seen the testimony? Somebody said it's massive. That's not me. That's someone else who has experienced it, saying it's massive. So please, guys, jump into it. When you see something good, jump in it. So, okay, I'm trying to see for there's so much appreciation. We really thank you for that. Mr. Taigbe, I think you should really go through your people are here. They are appreciating you for all you. I think you may not even have the opportunity of meeting them, but
Mhm.
that's the good thing about impacts. It speaks volume. So then how much can I change my NMC UK adult nursing to be that we've said that you still gonna pay the same fee, the £140, you are gonna pay the same registration fee. So that's settled. Okay, somebody said, I heard we have to go for the OSCE and come back to Nigeria to job hunt. Can't I just apply for a working visa before going to the UK for the OSCE?
So that used to be the case. That was in the past, but no longer the case now. So in order for you to be able to get your pin, sorry, in order for you to be able to get your job and start working properly, you need to do the right thing, which is you need to change your visa to work visa. You came in as a visitor, so you need to go back home. Now, one thing people don't know is some people think because they tell home office that they are going to be staying in the UK for 1 month or 2 weeks, that's the number of days they can spend. Actually, that's not the case. So if you tell them that you can spend 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, everybody coming in as a visitor in the UK is entitled to 6 months as at now. So you can be able to spend that 6 months when trying to get your job. So when you are eventually able to get your job, come back home. So if you have gotten your job, you are now struggling, money is now your problem. Reach out to EMGS as a company. We will be able to help you. Our vision is clear, to help every representative have at least one person abroad. So every family desires a representative abroad is real and clear. So if for any reason you gotten the job now money come finish, no way to support yourself, the company will help you and get it all done, provided you pay back the fund. We didn't start it today. Quite a lot of person have got taken advantage of EMGS Swift loan services. And for now, to the best of my knowledge, only EMGS offers such a golden opportunity to help Africans in order for them to be able to relocate successfully. So that's basically it.
Okay, thank you, sir. This other question saying that I've done my IELTS and CBT, the person speaking now, trying to go for self sponsorship for OSCE, but the IELTS will be 2 years in July.
Uh,
Can the person still begin the process before it expires?
yeah, of course. Why not? What you need to do, hold a one-to-one consultation with our team. Our team will be able to guide you. They will tell you what you need to put in place. Now, the challenge could be issue with visa denial. If they start guiding you now, you will know how to set up your account, how to begin to put the necessary step
Yeah.
in place. And when you come for one-to-one consultation, sometimes we recommend that you should come with your sponsor so that they will hear it from the horse's mouth, and then you will be able to write down everything they are telling you to do, everything they are telling you, so they always have reference, something to go back on. When you follow all those things, you will know how this visa denial. You hear what I'm saying? What causes visa denial? It's not because you are which is following you. It's not because people don't like you. It's because you did not set your account up very well. You did not plan your journey properly. You came and you do your account anyhow, like you always be using it for normal transaction. Once you want to do OSCE, everything is no longer normal. It has to be done in a way that is organized.
Good.
And that's where the EMGS company comes in to help you. Don't come to us when it's a day for you to apply for visa and be saying, let us, yeah, do magic. No, reach out to us before that time, so that by the time it's now time to do the visa, you are smiling, this team is smiling, everybody is smiling, and then you get the positive outcome, which is the ultimate. So that's it.
Thank you so much for that. I'm just gonna, yeah, somebody saying this is the guide she needed now, which is, you see what we are saying. Yeah, I'm happy people are finding light already with the explanation. Well done, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Somebody is saying I wrote. I'm trying to read it so on behalf of the person. Okay, let me just read it the way they wrote it. My question is, I wrote CBT, then I passed the part A and rewrote the part B last year and passed. So how long does it take for CBT to expire?
So the counting will start from the first one you wrote. The first one is accounted as something legit, right? Because if it was not legit, you wouldn't have been saying I wrote the part B this so and so period. So if CBT in itself, we are not talking about expiration now. Maybe what we are dealing with will not be the aspect of issues of certificate of good standing and what have you. So if you have written your CBT and it's over, I think a year or two now, I can't really phantom it now. So you should be able to do this certificate of good standing with NMC, and let them know that okay, you are seeing that. So basically you pick it from the day that you first of all pass the first one. That is all that matters. Because if you are combining two IELTS score, and what happens to be maybe you wrote the first one in April and the next one in April next year, and you are combining the two, when you are dealing with expiration will start counting from the one you pass first, not the one you pass last. So please try and take note of that. So that's it.
All right, thank you so much, sir. And also to add, there are many things that may not even be covered by these questions you've asked, and there are cases that are peculiar. But remember that if you're doing self sponsorship, you are dealing with NMC UK themselves, and they have a helpline, they have a contact number. If you
Yes.
need to double check with them, do feel free. Even the international, they have an email that you've asked, and it's somebody from
Yeah, you can email.
Nigeria could
Yeah, that's
email
true.
them.
That's true, Nosbitri. Many don't know this. In
Hmm.
order for you to make the whole process less stressful for you, you can just call NFC directly. It is what they are employed to do, to answer your question.
Yeah,
So they call across to them, and they will be able to answer all your questions, all your challenges. But the challenge sometimes is because you are not in the UK, it might be difficult for you. But you have colleagues that are back home, sorry, that are in diaspora. They can help you to put those calls across
yeah,
at a cheaper rate, and then they can assume that they are the ones finding those information, because if they say they are finding it on your behalf, those information will not be given out. So that's just it.
yeah. Even there was a time I emailed them. It took them a while to respond, but they responded. So you have an email, you could even send them an email. They'll tell you the average waiting time. I can't remember particularly the average waiting time again, but there's an
Okay.
average waiting time. But after they will respond even before that time. So
So
please don't forget to reach out to them.
that's the truth.
Yeah, somebody have asked how do I book a one-to-one session. So follow that link that will be pinned on the YouTube replay section of this. Is the 2 years, Sarah is asking, is the 2 years post graduation for new nurses to be verified by NMC and still on or cancelled?
They've not cancelled it though. So as at now, except you have other means, which I don't want us to discuss here. Except you have other means where all those things can be sorted, good and fine. But you see, the way NFCN set it up, we are talking about Nigeria context now. The way they
Yeah.
set it up is they set it up in such a way that before you will get your RON license, you would have spent that 2 years. Let me explain it better. You did your BSc, now you finish your BSc, you are expected to do internship. So before you can think of getting your license. Now they now added another one, which is what your NYSC. So you basically not be getting your permanent license until you finish your NYSC. And when you finish those two process, you are now fully registered. That's when you now have that license. And that license is what you are going to use as a leverage when you are doing international job application, OSCE, and the whole what have you. But people are still doing it, but I don't want us to discuss that for now. So again, information is power. So seek the right information, and the whole journey becomes easier for you. Don't just sit there and be saying it's not possible. It's not possible. What is this saying? Uh, do your due diligence, and you might see it's possible. So that's just it on that.
Thank you so much, sir. So somebody that is there any age limit in this process? Like how is there an age limit?
No, there's no age limit. The only thing you need to ask yourself is how willing are you to be able to do the whole journey. So what I usually advise is if you have gotten to certain age and you feel your body may no longer carry you, you don't need to struggle through the process. Give the baton to your younger ones. It's not your fault. You probably did not get the information on time. So give the baton to your maybe your children, you understand? But if you are still active, you know you still have the energy. I have done physical assessment here with senior nurses, DDNS, ADNS. You understand? So if ADNS, DDNS are still doing the process, how young or old you are? So it all depends on you. What do you really want? So there are some they have already retired. They just want to work one or two, get to put their children to the system. So it's all about calculative risk or calculated risk. You look at your situation and you say, okay, where I am now, in the next 10 years, what will be the changes in my life? What will be the difference? One was telling me the other time, he said what made her to change her mind was she has really worked and she has stayed long in her system. So at the moment she was in DNS also. So he said she was looking for money to sort out one or two. And one of her siblings that she supported when she was traveling to UK just sent her a million naira. Then she was like, million naira? How on earth? How long will it take for me that have been working for ages to give somebody 1 million naira? It means that something is wrong. Before this wrong continue, let me quickly change the narrative. If not for me, for my children. So for her now, her major concern is the younger children she has, she wants to be able to quickly get them into the system so that they will not be the one struggling
Yeah.
again to travel. They
That's
will
a
not
very
know that
considerate mom.
yeah, their parents have done it for them. So that's the thing. When you are talking about relocation, I say it over and over. Don't be selfish. Don't be thinking about yourself. I retire it, I tired, I do this one, I tired, and you complain. How about those people that are dependent on you, that your success will have changed their life?
Mhm.
You know how many people, as a result of me succeeding, have impacted on? Same thing with you. You might not be in a global platform. What of your immediate family? that because
Yeah.
you have now succeeded, you can help to do masters, you can help
Yeah.
to change their location. They will not need to worry about that again. That is what they call impact. Impact can be mega, it can be micro, it can be mini, but be making impact. Don't just be thinking of yourself alone. I don't want it. Mr. A, they say, oh, he went there, he had issue, now he's coming back. You are always looking for the negative side. Ask yourself,
Yeah.
for these people that have been relocating, how many people did you see come back? They will say they want to start home, working at home again. You think it's pride? They say, oh, many of them they are not humble enough. It's a lie. It's not about any pride. When they relocate, there are a whole lot of benefits. See, when it's Christmas and New Year period, you will be scared about accident, all those things. Boom, you don't even know whether there is Christmas or New Year accident or anything. Reduce. Knockout, you will be scared whether they will shoot gun or no shoot gun. I can walk from here now to city center and still come back. Nobody
That's
will come
right.
and hold you on the road and say, well, you are on the road, you press the button and then all the car stops. You think is this, it's helping your own self. You live
Yeah.
longer. You live long. Those the when we were younger, we used to hear that, oh, people die quick quick, oh, people not the old. When we came here, we come to realize that they are even way older than us. Nowadays, you see some person 90 years old is still working. How many
Yeah.
90 years old is even around you at the moment? So, and coupled with the fact that you have access to free healthcare, you that have diabetes now, infection, you see your older one, it's infection that kill that one. Say, most of the things that kill people, it's not necessarily because of the sickness itself, but infection. But you now, you come into the system, you have free access to treatment, to live longer. Your children that you giving birth to, they will not be paying school fees for the first few ages till they are in secondary school. It's only in university you will be bothered about their school fee, free education. That means you have chances to save up. You can decide and say, oh, I don't want to stress myself. It's Nigeria that is my na is there they sow my seed put. I must go back and invest in my country. It's easier for you because if you earn £2,000 in a month, even if it's £500 or £200, you are able to be sending home every month. In 2 3 months time, you can be getting a plot of land. See, the reason why EMGS set up EMGS Swift Loan Services then was because we came to discover that when I was still back home then, there were a lot of persons, they were selling their property to relocate. They will look at you and say, no, daddy, you have plot of land. Why am I struggling? Bring your plot of land. Let's sell it. Why we relocate? Now, over time, I came to discover that there were a lot of my colleagues that bought land in Lekki. Now,
Mm.
they bought this land. Some bought it 700K, some bought it 500K. As we are speaking now, those land are now worth 90 million.
Wow.
90 million. So I thought about it and say, oh, if these people have sold this land that time because they want to relocate, bad or good as it may in their relocation journey, would they have generated 90 million actively now?
No.
You see? So that's why we introduce express swift loan. It's not as if we just want to take risk. We now say, come, bring your, we want to help you. No, we are doing a targeted help to support you so that your people's assets will not be sold for nothing. So that's still the same thing. You are sitting in the UK now. The land, the Agor Palace or in Lekki you are seeing today used to be village yesterday. So it
Wow.
might be expensive to buy. There are still some area that is still cheap to buy. The question is your current salary. How many times will you save to be able to buy the land? But you can be in the UK system today, you send £200 home. Before you gather 200 or 400 or £1,000, you have gotten a plot of land because £1,000 now is all like 1 point something million. There is still a place to get a plot of land for 1 point something million. And it takes only few months, that place will keep increasing. It keep going up. So you are giving yourself an edge, an advantage. So that's just it. It's all open opportunity. It's only will you take advantage of them? So it's you that will make that decision. And it's a hard choice to make.
Yeah,
So
me too. Thank you, sir. Ruth is asking the same question that she said, thank you for this wonderful session. And please, does the 2 years post experience before NMT verification still standing in Nigeria? Mr. Taibe has answered this question. You could go and rewatch if you missed that. However, yes, it's still standing. Ursula Dorothy saying, please, sir, is there any opportunity for patient assistants and caregivers to benefit from these packages too? Like, yeah, from the EMGS company, do you have any? Most of, let me add my own part to her question as well, because somebody have asked me before for like charity visa job, let's say, do you help them to apply for such jobs as well?
Yeah, we do the application for HCA,
Yeah.
but as I have said before, it's no guarantee. But when this whole process just began, then it's very easy. When you just apply, you get it. But coupled with the fact now that there are a lot of people coming in for MSc, and most of these MSc people they end up struggling for this job. It's hardly available to for international people, because every trust always asks themselves which one is less costly for us, because trust is like a company. Most time company want to make decision for the best of the company interest. So because of that, they have limits. They cannot just say, okay, let's keep bringing people in. So that is why HCA job is no longer booming as it used to be. But if it's HCA job application you want, you can reach out to our job application department. They will be able to support you in the whole application process. And hopefully, the outcome may be positive for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And also to add, but some of you who are auxiliary nurses and you are on this platform, please reach out for HC application. So as much as possible, don't attempt applying to NMC so that they don't just eat your money for, because they will need a valid certificate.
Yeah,
But
so
we don't ignore your years of experience and your, yeah, definitely you've had hands-on, and that
yeah,
should really give you more opportunities as a HCA. So
yes, that,
shoot your shot. So
yeah,
somebody is giving a motivation here that the CPT and IELTS expired and she's just done another one now. Said
correct.
how much is physical assessment for
So,
OSCE? I tell
so
you something that is not too costly. I don't know if you want to say it on the live session.
yeah, because if I say it now and it changes tomorrow, you're gonna
Yeah.
say, "Oh, well, you said it in Osvitri channel that I was supposed to
Mhm.
pay this." So
Yeah.
please join the group. It will help you. You find your way to this place before now. You will find your way back in here. You will
Yeah.
see the comment section, and Osvitri can add it to the description of the video. You will join the Telegram group, and you have access to everything we've spoken about. But
Yeah.
do yourself a favor, subscribe to the channel. It will go a long way to make a difference. So that's just it.
Yeah. Somebody else is testifying about the CV arm. He said it really did a good job, revamped her CV.
You
And
see?
yeah, one of the best, if not the best, in terms of international relocation matters. I agree. Somebody saying she never skips EMGS videos because of the value they dispense, which is good. So you see, if one person can lie, but a company of almost 20 people saying the same thing cannot lie. So it's worth you checking out. They have a YouTube channel. I'm gonna maybe on the same link where I'm pinning, I'm gonna pin the link to the YouTube. Just go to the YouTube channel. Any video, just put a comment. I'm here, oh, Mr. Type, come and answer me. And obviously they read the comments. So please just identify. They're on Instagram, just anywhere. Just go
Yeah,
and
we
look
are
for
across
them
all social media
across
platforms.
social media.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've answered most of the question. The other one is a repetition. If the 2 years is still holding, we've answered most of the question. The last one, the last question from my own end is, Mr. If there's any other thing you have to share with us regarding some secret hacks or testimonies of people who has really come through, like what
Yeah.
did they do differently to make them astounding? Like maybe like there's life testimony or something like that, just
Okay.
to encourage us the more.
Yeah. So because this is live, I will say, okay, let me play some testimony for you. Again, if you want to have a first-hand experience of EMGS, I encourage you to join the Telegram group. It will go a long way to make a positive difference in your journey. Yes, I know that many of you might have been doing personal study for IELTS, personal study for CBT, personal study for OSCE, personal study for NCLEX. But again, I have come to let you know that if you subscribe to a tutorial, you are leveraging on the knowledge they have. The tutor have gathered over years, and you are adding it to your own knowledge, and it can give you speed and that speed is what you need on this journey. Our IELTS masterclass is classic, and over time it has helped quite a lot of persons to be able to relocate successfully. Same with our CBT classes, our OSCE classes. Testimony abound. If you want to test run, join the group. Again, as I
Yeah.
have said before, over 10,000 members are already on the Telegram group, and EMGS have over 500 WhatsApp groups that are active. So if there is no testimony, see, in our self sponsorship group, think as and when we are making this video now, we are in the fifth group. In the first group, second group, third group, even our staff will not find space to join. If we recruit today and want to add a staff, there is no space. WhatsApp will allow 1,125 persons. That 1,125 persons is full. So sometimes we have to be dragging some people. Why you don't you just exist so that other persons can join? So if we don't give value, you won't have gotten it. So quality services brings about quality experience, and every family deserves a representative abroad. And EMGS is your best bet in making that dream come true. And that is why Mr. Otaigbe has come to be able to support you. And thanks so much, Noswitri, for giving us the opportunity to be able to impact your community. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, you have not done yourself a positive service. Whether you follow us on live or it was a recorded session you eventually came across, all that really matters is follow us through, subscribe to the channel, and then continue to get undiluted information that will continue to catapult you to the next level. Thank you so much for such a an opportunity to be present here. We remain humble to continue to serve the people that really needs the services. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Fine, now let me clap for you first. Well done. Thank you so much for dispensing value. This is almost 2 hours now talking. I tell you, if he didn't have anything to say, you would have known. 2 hours talking, it's something he's talking from his experience. He's gaining more experience every day. And these things are going to even make the lessons richer for you that is doing now compared to those who have done before. So please utilize all the advantage. Utilize the advantage. Use this time. You can't afford to listen to this and still fail. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Please utilize all its profit. If wisdom is profitable to direct, please apply these things, and definitely it's gonna be well with you if you apply it. If you have further questions, I'll further questions. If you have further questions, make sure you use the comment section. Let's say you are watching the replay and there's something we're talking about, you wanted us to expatiate. Use the comment section. Ask those your questions. We'll be happy to respond at our earliest convenient time. We are going to respond to you and see how best we can help you. Watch out for that link to join the Telegram group. It's gonna be pinned in the comment section just after the video. Thank you again, Mr. Otaigwe. I really appreciate your audience. And I'm going to say thank you to my lovely daughter too, even though I had to go out twice to see
Yeah.
for giving me the
Thank you,
opportunity
baby
to do
girl.
that. And
So
Mr. Otaigwe's
she will
lovely.
remember this video in the future.
I should remember.
Yeah. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you.
And
Send me
to
well to
all our
your
wonderful
family.
staff, to all our wonderful staff, to every member of the EMGS, we sincerely appreciate you. The truth is, you might be seeing Otaigwe's face. The truth is, there are so many persons working on the background to make this whole thing work out, and they are the real MVP. So it's not really easy sacrificing to make sure that
Yeah,
people are to achieve their aim. So special thanks to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the impact that you continue to make across the community. Thank you so very much. You are a blessing to millions. Thank you.
thank you to all EMG's amazing staff. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all you do. And most importantly, thank you to all our loving viewers who were live on this session. Well done. This is your thing. Take your flowers. Should I give you your flowers? Take your flowers. The ones
Yeah.
that were live on this session, the ones who shared, you are the MVPs. The ones who
Yes.
liked the video,
And
thank
the one
you.
that will
Thank
watch
you.
afterwards, you will see benefits.
Thank you. God bless you as well. Yeah, actually, because It's one thing to dispense information, it's another thing to feel appreciated by people really watching it to know
Yes.
what, yeah. So you guys are much appreciated. We really love and honor you all. Thank you
Yes.
for staying tuned. Please visit Mr. Otaibe's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, like the videos, drop your comments. Just say thank you. Say something nice. All this comment section that all these things you've been saying in the comment section, just say those things nice on this channel as well. Leave a review for the EMGS brand if they have been a blessing to you. And even as you do so, God bless you. This is where we bring this video to an end today. We can have more other sections if need be. But for the meantime, stay blessed. Bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye, sir.